Let me guess. You have big goals. You want success, freedom, maybe even to be the best at something. But there's just one problem. You're lazy. You keep telling yourself, I'll start tomorrow. Then tomorrow comes and yeah, you know what happens. If this sounds like you, I need you to understand one thing right now. Laziness isn't the problem. It's just a symptom. What if I told you that your brain isn't actually lazy? It's just running on default mode, trying to keep you safe? And what if, instead of fighting it, you could use laziness to your advantage? Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to do that. And once you do, success will feel almost effortless. All right, let's break a myth. Most people think laziness means lack of ambition. That's completely false. Some of the smartest, most successful people in history have been lazy, but they figured out one key thing. They didn't fight laziness. They worked with it. Bill Gates once said, I always choose a lazy person to do a hard job because they will find an easy way to do it. Albert Einstein, known for staring at walls for hours, just thinking. Elon Musk openly admits he procrastinates important things. These people weren't grinding 24/7. They found shortcuts that made their success inevitable. So let me ask you this. What if laziness isn't holding you back? What if you just don't have the right system? Because that's what today is about. How to make success effortless, even when you feel like doing nothing. And to do that, you don't need motivation. You need a system. Most people think they fail because they're not motivated enough. That's nonsense. The real reason? They don't have a system that works when motivation is gone. So, here's a 3-step strategy that makes productivity automatic. Step 1, the 2-minute rule. Trick your brain into starting. Ever had a huge project to do and instead of working on it, you just lay in bed, scrolling TikTok? That's because your brain sees big tasks as threats. It's like, nope, too much effort. Let's just stay comfortable. But here's a trick. Make the task so small that it's impossible to say no. Instead of, I need to write a 5-page essay, say, I'll write one sentence. Instead of, I need to go to the gym, say, I'll put on my shoes. Sounds dumb, right? But here's the catch. Once you start, your brain naturally wants to keep going. This is called the Zeigarnik effect. Your brain hates leaving things unfinished. So the hardest part? Just starting. And if you make it ridiculously easy to start, you bypass laziness entirely. But that's only step 1. Because starting is one thing. Staying consistent is another. Step 2. Make success the default option. Let me ask you this. What's easier? Eating junk food that's right in front of you or going to the kitchen to make a salad? Exactly. Most people think they need more willpower to be productive. That's nonsense. The secret? Make the right thing easier than the wrong thing. Want to read more? Put a book where you always sit. Want to work out? Sleep in your gym clothes? Want to eat healthy? Hide junk food, keep fruits in sight. Here's what I do. Whenever I need to focus, I physically put my phone in another room. That way, I'd have to get up just to check it, which instantly makes procrastination way less tempting. Because at the end of the day, you don't rise to your goals. You fall to your systems. And speaking of systems, there's one last piece you need, a way to make boring tasks feel rewarding. Step 3. Attach an instant reward to boring tasks. Your brain hates delayed rewards. That's why social media is addicting. It gives you instant dopamine. So, instead of fighting this, use it. Studying. Only allow yourself to listen to music while doing it. Cleaning your room? Turn it into a 5-minute challenge. Working on a project? Give yourself a small reward after each step. It's called temptation bundling, pairing something you have to do with something you want to do. Suddenly, boring tasks stop feeling like chores and start feeling like games. But here's where things get really interesting. Imagine this. If you could only work for 2 hours a day, how would you structure your life? Most people waste time on things that don't actually move them forward. They overcomplicate, overthink, and burn out. But the most successful people? They ask 2 questions. 1. What's the one action that gives me 80% of my results? 2. How can I do that in the easiest way possible? Think about it. If you had to get rich without working 10-hour days, what would you do differently? That's what I want you to start thinking about. Because success isn't about working harder. It's about working smarter, simpler, and in ways that fit your natural tendencies. So instead of feeling guilty about being lazy, use it. Because you don't need to change who you are. You just need a system that works with your laziness, not against it. Let's recap. Trick your brain into starting with tiny 2-minute actions. Make success the default by designing your environment. Attach instant rewards to make boring tasks enjoyable. That's it. Do this, and laziness won't hold you back ever again. But before you go, there's one more thing you need to hear. Most people fail not because they lack ambition, but because they rely on motivation. But motivation is unreliable. Systems are reliable. So stop waiting for the perfect moment to start. Start small, make success automatic, and watch how fast things change. Because at the end of the day, ambition is worthless if you don't act on it. And speaking of action, I want to hear from you. Tell me in the comments, what's the laziest productivity hack you've ever used? Did it actually work, or was it a total disaster? What's your biggest struggle when it comes to getting things done? I'll be replying to the best ones, so don't hold back. And if you want to take this even further, watch my latest video right here. It's the next step to making success effortless. Click it now, and I'll see you there.